Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, January 30th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. We got more Google ranking volatility. It's pretty insane. AI overviews are now flowing right into AI mode, sending less traffic to you. Google may be giving publishers a way to opt out of all that. Yahoo is back in search with Yahoo Scout, and big Webmaster Tools is testing AI performance reports. So definitely stay tuned, a lot to cover. And I'd like to thank our sponsor, SEMrush. SEMrush announced the 2025 AI Visibility Awards winners. Meet the brands that are the most prominently mentioned, cited, and recommended by ChatGPT and Google AI Mode, based on SEMrush's AI Visibility Index from the August to December 2025 timeframe. To learn more about that, check the link in the description below or go to the Search Engine Roundtable and click the link from there. Thank you, SEMrush, for sponsoring. Deeply appreciate it. Okay, so I wrote about Google's search ranking volatility twice this week. One this morning, it's super heated this morning. Over the past 24 hours, a lot of the tools are very, very heated. The chatter is starting to spike significantly. And then I also wrote about it earlier this week on January 27th from the previous day or so. So it was a very, very heated week. SEMrush charts are off the charts. The tools are pretty spiky, and there's a lot of chatter. I'm a little surprised we had such a heated January with no Google confirmation of any Google update at all. It might be tweaks from the December core update. It might be other tweaks. We don't know. But definitely something has been going on significantly in the past, at least 3 weeks or so since the December core update finished, maybe 4 weeks. And I have it all summed up in the Search Engine Roundtable, so definitely take a look at it over there. And bad news this week is that Google confirmed that they are going live with the AI overviews. When you click the Show More button, it flows you right into the AI mode experience. We covered this back in December as a confirmation that Google's actually testing this, and then previously, a few months before that, when Google was testing it without confirming they tested this. And Google said, Robbie Stein said, that we're making the transition to a conversation more seamless. In our testing, we found that people prefer an experience that flows naturally into the conversation and that follow-up questions while keeping the form of the context from AI overviews to search more helpful. And basically, he goes on to say, it's one fluid experience with prominent links to help you explore quick snapshots and so forth. When you actually use this, it overlays, when you click the Show More button from the AI overview, it overlays this box that kind of removes the citations and removes a lot of the links. You could get to it if you keep scrolling and so forth and dig deeper, but it's not as prominent as was in the AI overviews. You have to X out a little X to get back to the search results. This is not going to lead to more traffic to publishers. It's going to lead to more traffic to AI mode. So they keep that in mind, and that's what went live this week. Also, what went live this week is that Google announced that AI overviews are globally powered by Gemini 3, so that's now fully live. And then Google is being forced to allow, or potentially being forced to allow, publishers, site owners to opt out of having their content used in AI overviews or AI mode. This is from the Competitive and Markets Authority, CMA, in the UK, where Google's now being forced to do this. And Google said in response, they're going to be now exploring updates to our controls to let sites specifically opt out of search generative AI features, only if it doesn't affect search. I'm not sure how exactly that will work, but basically they are forcing Google, I don't know if it's going to happen in the UK only or everywhere, to allow publishers like you and I to actually go ahead and say, we don't want to be shown or use our content in these AI experiences. Stop doing it. And that's what people have been asking for a while. But then I did a poll asking people, will you actually opt out? And only 33% said they will actually opt out of this experience. About 42% said no, they would not block Google, and 25% are still unsure. So I don't know, when push comes to shove, will publishers actually opt out? I'm not sure. It seems like there will be a number of them that will, but many won't. And then Yahoo made its return to search with Yahoo Scout. It's basically an AI chat experience that brings in search. And I spoke with Yahoo in detail about this with Jim Lanzone, Eric Fang, and other people like Yahoo. And they're really passionate about this. They're passionate to be coming back to building their own search experience using AI, things they couldn't do before. It is still grounded using Microsoft Bing's index. It also is grounded by using Yahoo's vast data set of Yahoo News, Yahoo Mail, user data, finance, and all that other stuff. And it also is not using its own LLMs. It's using Anthropic's cloud. So they're not really, but they're putting their own spin on it. They're making it more fun, engaging, and so forth. And also, they told me that They built this from the ground up to send traffic downstream. Will it actually drive more traffic to publishers than Yahoo search might? The click-through rate will be different. And I asked Yahoo to provide data for that, and they said they will. So hopefully we'll have more information from there. I have a detailed review over on Search Engine Land, so definitely take a look at that. And then, not to be outdone, Microsoft Bing is not announcing, but they're actually testing behind the scenes. They didn't even announce this. In Bing Webmaster Tools, a new AI performance report. I saw this with my own eyes. Some people sent me screenshots behind the scenes, and it basically gives you the number of citations your site is getting from these AI experiences, specifically Copilot. It shows things like citations, cited pages, grounding queries, and intent. So you can take a look at that if you have access to it. It's a new report under the search performance report. It's called an AI performance report. I don't have access to it, but there are a number of people who do. It seems like it's a very limited beta, so hopefully this will be launched for everybody soon. And then Google has their personal intelligence rolled out, like we discussed last week, to AI mode and then Gemini. And with this, Glenn Gabe did an amazing deep dive going through how amazing it is, and it is amazing. The problem with that is the more amazed you are by those results, the more you trust those results. And some of the examples Glenn Gabe showed, I'm like, interesting. Could we validate that this is actually accurate? And one of those examples is the Frankenstein AI recipes. So he said, give me a recipe for a key lime pie. And it said, oh, based on your visit history of websites, you went to Inspired Taste a lot. So we're going to give you a recipe from inspiredtaste.com. The issue was, I asked Adam from Inspired Taste, is the recipe that Google's showing in personal intelligence AI mode actually, or Gemini, is that actually the recipe? And they said, no, it's missing this, 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 and this. And it's putting our name on it, and it's going to come out bad, and it's not going to be our recipe. So we are still having that experience, and it's more of an issue because it's on personal intelligence, which is more trusted than the normal AI mode. And then Google seems to be showing 10 site links in the search results snippets. This was spotted by Mr. Garg. I can't replicate this, but it is for a site domain query, so maybe that's why, I'm not sure. Also, Google came out with a new help document on how to write better review replies. It's called Tips to Get More Reviews, Help Documentation, and there's a new section called Make Your Replies Positive and Relevant, and also give helpful responses to negative reviews. So there's a new help document on that. You should definitely take a look at that if you do local business. And big news, this is surprising, Google Ads confirmed their testing showing third-party endorsement content directly in search ads. So you'll see this little tag right under the description of the search ads that might give like this magazine. So in this example, it's PC Magazine says blah about this type of ad. And this was spotted by Sarah Bloxig, who showed this to me, and then I went to Google saying, what's this about? And they actually confirmed this is a very limited test to show third-party content, endorsement content on Google Ads. It's pretty interesting there. And then Google Ads is also has this new data exclusions for PMax, which seems to be rolling out to everybody now. We covered this back in October, but now it seems like everybody's noticing. This is spotted by Callie Kessler from the folks over at Cypress North. Google Ads also has a new ads campaign mix experiments in beta. This seems to be a help document that discusses all the experiments that you could do with campaign mixes. And this is spotted by Dario Zanoni, so I have a help document there on the Search Engine Roundtable for more information. Google also has a new ads help documentation on the Experiment Center. The Experiment Center is rolling out to a bunch of people, but now there's a new document called About the Google Ads Experiment Center, which you can learn more about that. That was spotted by Hannah Hova at PPC News Feed. And also, Google is rolling out a new billing report for Google Ads. This is spotted by Arpan, and there's a screenshot of saying this is a new billing report. He said this gives you line-by-line invoice breakdown, easy date selection, clear view by account IDs and account types, and helps you to handle billing much faster, he said. And then Google Ads released the Ads API version 23 yesterday or the day before. Has a bunch of changes. It's a major release, so definitely take a look at that if you are using the API. And finally, Bing, Microsoft Advertising Microsoft released their earnings report, and it seems like their Bing ads, their Microsoft Advertising ads, only grew 10%, which is a decline from the previous quarters of 21% for the past 3 quarters. The quarter after that was 16, and then we're down to 10. So it seems like we're on this gradual decline of Bing ad revenues. Hopefully that will improve soon. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search News we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable, SERoundtable.com over the past week. Everyone have a great, safe weekend. I'll see you guys next. Goodbye.